Do you know why an AI agent can become less useful after it remembers more? Microsoft Research calls this the raw history problem. Long interaction logs mix useful experience with details that no longer matter. Then the agent searches a larger pile, spends context on noise, and can miss the fact or constraint that should change its next action. This episode gives you an AI agent retain, distill, forget table, a simple way to decide what stays available, what becomes a compact lesson, and what should stop competing for attention. The goal is not perfect memory, it is decision-ready memory, the smallest set of facts and skills that helps an agent act correctly now. This video is packed with practical, high-value insights to help you get better at using AI. It's a longer one, so follow Tiny Agent and save it so you don't lose it. Chapter 2, Raw History. Learn why a complete log is not automatically a useful memory. An interaction record can contain a decision, a failed search, copied text, an obsolete plan, and a temporary tool error all at once. Keeping that record is valuable for audit and recovery. Sending all of it back into every new task is a different decision. The more irrelevant detail the agent retrieves, the harder it becomes to identify the condition that actually changes the current answer. That is why larger memory can feel like better recall while producing slower, less reliable reasoning. Treat history as a source to process, not a bag that must be poured into the next context window. Chapter Recap. First, keep raw history for traceability, not as the default prompt. Second, separate the value of storing an event from the value of retrieving it now. Third, judge memory by whether it improves the next decision. Chapter 3, Useful Units. Turn experience into things an AI agent can reuse. The Microsoft Research article describes a shift from storing text chunks towards structured knowledge. One useful unit is a fact, a verified constraint, a current setting, or a result that narrows what the agent can safely do. Another is a reusable skill, a compact procedure that says when to take an action, what evidence to collect, and when to stop. Facts answer what is true enough for this task. Skills answer how to proceed when the same pattern appears again. This transformation removes repeated narration without throwing away the lesson contained in the interaction. Chapter Recap. First, promote verified facts out of raw transcripts. Second, capture repeatable procedures as skills, not anecdotes. Third, keep each unit small enough to guide one future decision. Chapter 4, Task Routing. Retrieve only the knowledge that belongs to the task in front of you. Plug-MEM uses high-level concepts and inferred intent as routing signals instead of returning long passages by default. In practical terms, start with the current goal, the entity, the risk, and the next action that needs support. Use those cues to select a few relevant facts and skills. Do not retrieve every record that shares a broad keyword. Before the selected memory reaches the base agent, distill it into concise guidance. What is known, what matters, and what must still be checked. If the answer depends on live information, retrieval is not enough. The agent still needs fresh evidence from the appropriate source. Chapter Recap. First, route memory from the current decision, not from a vague topic match. Second, pass compact guidance instead of a transcript. Third, use fresh evidence whenever the task can change over time. Chapter 5, Memory Lifecycle. Decide whether each item should remain, shrink, or leave the working set. Retain an item when it is verified, likely to affect future decisions, and still has a clear retrieval queue. Distill an item when the event is long but its lesson can be expressed as a fact, rule, checklist, or handoff note. Forget an item from active memory when it is obsolete, duplicated, low confidence, or only useful as audit history. Forgetting from the working set is not deleting evidence. Keep the original trace where governance or debugging requires it. Review dates matter because a once correct policy, tool result, or customer preference can become misleading after conditions change. Chapter Recap. First, retain durable facts with future decision value. Second, distill long experience into a reusable rule or skill. Third, remove stale or duplicate material from active retrieval without losing the audit trail. Chapter 6, Memory Table. Apply the retain, distill, forget decision before your agent's next long task. Give every candidate item 6 fields: the item, its next task value, its state, its compact form, its retrieval queue, and its review date. If a deployment constraint changes permissions, retain the verified constraint with the system and action that need it. If a troubleshooting session reveals a repeatable fix, distill it into a short skill with a trigger, steps, evidence, and stopping condition. If 5 transcripts repeat the same discovery, keep one traceable source and retire the duplicates from active retrieval. If you cannot name the next decision an item could improve, it probably does not deserve a permanent place in the agent's working memory. Chapter Recap. First, write the decision value before saving memory. Second, choose retain, distill, or forget deliberately. Third, attach a retrieval queue and review dates so memory can stay useful. An AI agent does not become wiser by carrying every past message into every future task. Raw history remains useful for audit, but reusable facts and skills are usually better inputs for action. Route memory from the current decision, then distill the result until the agent can see what matters without reading the whole past. Use the retain, distill, forget table to make storage, retrieval, and retirement explicit instead of accidental. The research result is encouraging, but treat it as evidence for testing your own memory design, not as a universal performance guarantee. Follow Tiny Agent. Tiny Agent helps you get better at using AI.